What's good, YouTube? It's your man BG Tech Life, and yes, I said we was getting fully into Android 14 coverage. I have the official over-the-air Android 14 no beta on my Pixel 7a, and the first thing I wanted to do was a battery test. I got the device set up, and that battery test has been conducted. So let's get into the result. Okay, YouTube, it's your man BG. We did a battery test on yesterday. Basically, I just want to talk about the parameters of this battery test and the usage of the phone, because I try to be transparent as possible so y'all understand what's going on. So yesterday, I took the Pixel 7a off the charger 11 a.m. at 100% of battery life. Now, this battery test was a lot of different tests, a lot of different things I did with this device. First of all, let's talk about connectivity, because connectivity is a big thing. Before we get into the results, I just want y'all to understand how the day kind of went and what tasks the device went through. So basically, I started off on Wi-Fi, and I had Wi-Fi from probably 11 a.m. to about 4 something. I switched over to 5G. So like around 4:30, I switched the device over to 5G, and the rest of the day was carried in 5G. So it was about half and half with 5G use and Wi-Fi use, because that's a real day in the life. A lot of people was working off of Wi-Fi now. So I said, let me, instead of doing these exactly Wi-Fi or exactly 5G all day battery tests, let me just mix it up. So it was a good mix of 5G, because of course 5G definitely it's harder on a device, trying to find that signal, trying to get those speeds in so you can do whatever it is you're doing on your device. And Wi-Fi just makes it a little easier, especially if you're in your home and you have a good Wi-Fi going on, nice Wi-Fi network. The device doesn't have to work as hard to search for a signal and things of that nature is there. Yesterday, I took some pictures. I really didn't take any video. I took pictures. I was using the device a lot on YouTube. I was using it on socials. I was doing a lot of scrolling. And this device is, the brightness is always turned up, because that's one thing about this device. On this device, I gotta keep the brightness all the way turned up, because like certain devices are super bright screens, but this device don't have the brightest screen. So I like to keep it turned up because I'm used to super bright screens. I actually took it to a Twitter Spaces for about 30 minutes, above 30, like 30 to 45 minutes. I was in a Twitter Space actually, guys, and that definitely always, and before, especially during Android 13 times, I will say Twitter Spaces was hell for any Pixel that I had. But now I'm noticing, since I started beta 14 and now we on official beta, it haven't been like that. The thermals wasn't going crazy or anything. It did pretty good. It did rather well in the Twitter Spaces. And while I had the Twitter Spaces open, I was just using other apps, just scrolling, and I had the Twitter Spaces in the background, and the device actually did really well. Now, the first sign that it was gonna be some good battery life, guys, is when I seen that at 140, this is what? So 140 was 2 hours, almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes into the test. I was on the device. I was using the HUD. I was on YouTube just watching, straight watching my guy Peter Santinello. He be all over the United States traveling. And when I was watching that type of stuff, the device actually had a lot of screen on time, an hour and 41 minutes. And then I said, we still at 84%. So I'm like, that's only 16% loss. And this up 2 hours and 40 minutes and 1 hour and 40 minutes of straight screen on time. We still at 84%. I said, oh, we on to something here. Then this is exactly when I put it on, as you can see, Mint Mobile 5G. I'm going, when I got these battery tests, I'm coming with the receipts. Mint Mobile 5G, we switched over to that at 4:31. So I said 4:30, but at probably 4:30, I probably did do it. And probably by the time I took the screenshot, it was 4:31. But after that point, the device was on 5G. I never switched it back onto the home Wi-Fi. And here's the proof. As you can see later on in the day, guys, this is later in the day. As you can see the device, this is a screenshot. The device, it was 9:50. We started at 11 a.m. 9:50. We on 5G still. Never cut the 5G off. It just stayed strictly 5G. As you can see, we was using that YouTube a lot. We was scrolling Twitter a lot, using Twitter Spaces, or X, formerly known as Twitter Spaces. And we actually had 5 hours and 52 minutes of screen on time. And this is the last screenshot that I actually took this morning, guys. Took this screenshot this morning, 10:38 this morning. So we almost at 24 hours of no charge and a great amount of use. As you can see, 6 hours and 3 minutes of screen on time. A lot of standby time going on. As you can see, the beginning of Sunday, that's when I was asleep. That's why I was like flat. It wasn't really being drained like that because the device was just idling. I was asleep. And I still had, when I woke up and took the screenshot, I still had 4% of battery life left. And we've used 6 hours and 3 minutes of screen on time in 24 hours almost. On Android 13, the battery test I was doing, I was getting barely over 4 hours of screen on time. At the most, 4 hours and 30 minutes of screen on time, and nowhere near the standby time that I had. It's definitely an improvement in Android 14 somewhere. They've been able to get more out of this Tensor G2, that's the processor in the 7A, and make the phone more efficient, and the thermals are actually even way better. It's really looking up to me. I'm really proud of this device and the way that it performed through this battery test. But yeah, guys, 24 hours and over 6 hours of screen on time. I probably could have milked it for almost, 6.5 hours. I'm really impressed with the Pixel 7a and the battery life after Android 14 because it's clearly different from the performance and the battery life on Android 13. It's your boy BG Tech Life. I appreciate you watching. If you're not subscribed, just subscribe. I'm out. Peace.